Ego, Beatrix, 1-1. I think if a Fanny ban were to come through here, it should be from the side of Alter Ego because Evos are still in the blue side. So Alter Ego, all 3 games, opting to stay on the red side.
Yep,
Wow.
the Paquito is going to be the ban here. Once again, for the side of Evo's Legends, not much has changed so far with the 1-1 as well as the Faramis. So Alter Ego, now they need to make choices, right? Because last time they banned out the Akai, and if they want to ban out the Fanny there, they're going to leave open the Akai this time around. And the Akai, as we all know, is Sutsujin's power hero as of right now.
And this Paquito ban from Evo's Legends is also very impactful because at one sense it removes like damage from Alter Ego, but Pi on the Paquito and Pi on the Uranus, right? It's a completely different situation, especially if Alter Ego wants to match Evos in those brawls, right? Having a Paquito, they can do damage, they can pressure, they can crowd control someone. It's going to be a lot more dynamic. They ban out the Valentina here for Evos, and for Alter Ego, will it be the Fanny, or will they try and trade the Fanny for an Akai, or doing some kind of weird trade like that? Because we've seen that it seems to be not about crowd control, not just crowd control, but also the duration of the crowd control. They're able to stop the Fanny, but only for very short moments, aside from, instead of the usual suppression coming in from maybe a Bloody Hunt from Franco.
Well, if they do trade the Akai and the Fanny, I would actually give the slight edge over to Akai, because with the Akai, you can basically nullify all of that pick potential from the Fanny in team fights. Obviously, if the Fanny goes around in the early game, Akai does not have a response towards that movement, and they don't go for a trade. They ban the Akai, leaving the Fanny open again for Evo's Legends. You can see Taz instantly looking over to his right. Can we give me Fanny again? Can you give me Fanny again? All right, well, I'll go for the Fanny.
Instant lock-in for Evo's Legends here. For Alter Ego, they need to secure a lot more answers to this Fanny, right? They've tried the Leo Murphy on Kufra solution. It doesn't really work out as well, and maybe they want to go for something else, something with a lot more duration or something a bit more impactful. And the other question also is whether or not they're going to contest that Lunox, because it's been very beneficial for both Alter Ego and Evos in their respective victories.
Oh, I agree, because whenever they were targeting towards Taz, it was Sutsujin being able to deal out uncontrollable damage, so they had to choose who they wanted to prioritize. But if Alter Ego Esports pick up someone like the Cho perhaps, but no, Alter Ego Esports still sticking with the same thing that they did. The difference is now they didn't pick up the Kufra here in the first phase. They've chosen to pick up the Brody as well as the Julian.
So the hero that can technically counter the Fanny. Remember, Udo literally just lost his 100% win rate on that Julian with the previous game. 5 games for victory. So we're still 4-1. It's still a very good record. He wants to improve that now. He wants to get revenge. How dare you take my 100% away. Evo's Legends, though, with a response now. Going up against a Brody. Honestly, up against the Brody, up against a Julian, just go for the same pick, I believe, It's nothing, or maybe go for Popol here. Could be an option too, but they go for a Cho and an Esmeralda. So 3 games, 3 Esmeralda picks for Pendragon, and Dreams taking a signature pick here in this game. But
hang on, so they won't be going for the Franco?
No, they don't go for the Franco. They go for the Cho, leaving the Franco over to Alter Ego to take.
I guess the idea is that when Franco was able to make plays, it's also off the back of like just single pickoffs, right? So maybe they're thinking that, okay, if it's just about getting those pickoffs, then Cho can be a lot more dynamic, and Dreams does not need to use the flicker the same way he did with Franco to try and get those early game pickoffs. Will this pay off though? Because Alter Ego can secure that Franco on their own, and it is a big counter to that Fanny.
No, but it's not going to be that, because they have opted for the Ruby actually this time around.
Yeah.
It can work. It can work. So we'll see what happens here. Coming into the second phase now, Alter Ego Esports, they have the option to start banning heroes out. Are they going to start limiting that mid lane like they did before? Perhaps ban out the Eve, preventing Evos from picking that up, understanding that the Eve can have a lot of impact, especially with the composition that Evo's Legends have brought forth already.
I do think that the Ruby pick here is better than the Kufra that we saw in game number 2, because with the Kufra, sure, you can counter the Fanny, only if you have the bouncing ball though. So when that's on cooldown, you're done. Ruby provides a more reliable way to deal with that Fanny. With her stuns, with the I'm Offended, there's so much momentum stopping abilities for the side of that Ruby. As now we are going to take a look at the bans for the second phase, and Alter Ego are going for the same ban towards the Eve. Remember, they also have the first pick in that second phase, so they can just go and pick up the Lunox for themselves. Lunox has also been a hero with 100% win rate so far in this series. Game 1, Alter Ego took it, they won. Game 2, Evo's Legends took it, and Evo's Legends won. I think though, Alter Ego, they should ban out something like a Claude. They should ban the Claude out in the final ban there, forcing Clover on a hero that he's not comfortable with, and then they can pick up a Lunox.
Cool. I mean, the Papa and Koopa is still available for both these teams if they want to try and elevate their early game power pick potential, and of course their pick-off potential as well with the Bite of Koopa. But there's a quote from Zace, players from 2019 compared to players today, 2022. Of course, 2022 players are much stronger because of course the game has had time to develop. Players have more competition, and they've looked up to more members, and they've overcame each other.
More data to read from, to learn from. A lot of TikTok videos on tutorials. KB does a whole lot of analysis as well, and that's why. Do you agree with that, Eterna? The longer, or modern players are always going to be better than legendary old players because of how much faster they can pick up the game with all the data and obviously all the crazy competition that you need to face now.
For sure, and I think the competition globally as well has increased a lot, even not just in the Southeast Asia region, but even the entire world as well in that Mobile Legends community. So I do agree with that statement by Zace. But now, coming back into the draft, it is going to be the Lilia banned out, so they have really opted to try and stave off the pressure that Sutsujin can have. He does still have the opportunity to pick up that Lunox once again, but the difference is now, Alter Ego, are they going to stick with the Uranus pick, or are they gonna be able to pick it up for themselves and put Julian in that jungle? Evo's already banned that Balman away, so there aren't a lot of viable choices unless Tellyboy wants to go in aggressive again on those assassin picks.
You're up against an Esme, put the Julian in the jungle, pick a Lunox.
Yeah.
You're gonna have a lot of trouble if it's just a Julian who's there to deal with the Esme. Esme will not melt against a Julian. Well, in the early game maybe, but in that late game, if it does go the distance, it's gonna be very tough for this Alter Ego composition, Arashi.
So, and the thing is also, there's a lot of mobility in the side of Evo's Legends, so if you go with a Julian, you have to actually land the spells, whereas for Lunox, it's targeted, so it's a lot more reliable. And that will not be what Alter Ego goes for. They go for the Masha instead. Are they planning on going split pushing?
Oh, I don't know, because Masha, Uranus, Lunox can be the same counter to literally those two heroes. You melt down the tanky members with the Lunox, with the Chaos Assault especially. And Evo's Legends, I don't see why they should change that. They can just go for the same pick. Lunox has been phenomenal. Now that the Lilia and Eve has been banned out, now that you're up against the same Julian, let's go for it.
Honestly, considering that they banned out the Eve and the Lilia, I thought for sure Alter Ego are trying to limit the hero pool of Sutsujin and take that Lunox away, but that is not the approach they go for. So for Evos right now, they need to secure a mid laner as well.
Happy birthday, Dlar!
Happy birthday, Dlar! Unfortunately, he's not on stage right now, but the rest of the members will pass on the message.
Especially,
Cecilia.
alright, wait, whoa, and a Claude.
That's a lot of late game, and I'm not sure if that's what you want to go for against Alter Ego, right? Because they go hard in the early game, and yes, you have a Fanny and a Cho. Is that enough though for the Esmeralda and Claude and Cecilion, all three of them, to start scaling towards that late game?
Perhaps the idea is that they can kite Alter Ego, understanding they have a lot of close range heroes. Perhaps that might be the reasoning behind it. Also, really good insurance in towards that late game. I feel like the Lunox is a little bit more dynamic, and she's able to be more independent in that lane, considering she has also a lot of escape motions, mechanisms, rather than the Cecilian, who's kind of single target and can't do much about it. And Alter Ego Esports picking it up once again in that lane. The Masha is going to be able to give Cecilian a lot of pressure if they can't go with what they want to go for the side of Evo's Legend.
And, you know, Lunox isn't as vulnerable as a Cecilion against a Ling. Now that you have a Cecilion, it's going to be harder, I believe, tougher to execute this game plan. Sure, they have more range. They can just go for the poke Arashi, but it's going to be very, very tough for them to actually deal with that crazy dive potential on the Masha and on the Ling.
Exactly.
Just the whole composition in general.
That's what you have to keep in mind. The fact that Pi is no longer on the Uranus, he is on that Masha, who will be trying to be a nuisance. And so, again, it seems like just different approaches with the same kind of game plan. I think EVOS might have sacrificed too much early game though. We'll have to see if Alter Ego can maintain their discipline and take out EVOS Legends.
Well, here it is, ladies and gentlemen. Alter Ego and EVOS Legends take it all the way to game number 3. Who will take the victory 2-1? As we dive into the Land of Dawn for this decider match.
I really do agree with you once again. I'm sorry, I'm going back to the point, but they're going to have to wait a little bit longer for Cecilian to pop off with those stacks. And that's very different to Lunox, who I feel whose power spike comes a little bit more earlier on. And I don't know how much EVOS Legends can take to prevent Alter Ego Esports from just snowballing from the get-go, but already Taz being very mobile on the board, perhaps that's exactly how they want to trade it off. Be aggressive in the early game with the Fanny, buy a little bit more time for Sutsujin if it gets into that late game.
Sallyboy is going for a different, more passive route. I guess he doesn't want to go toe-to-toe against a Fanny in the early game. Leo Murphy will spot the members of EVOS, and Dreams goes aggressively here. He will not be able to make anything happen. And Sallyboy already making the move towards the jungle of EVOS Legends. He will be spotted though. Might be a bit too risky.
Oh, Taz and Sallyboy both into the enemy jungle, but Sallyboy is going to have a tougher time. Sutsujin actually going to be able to pick up the jungle creep with the bad impact, and this is definitely not good for Sallyboy. Fanny already onto the orange buff. I don't think they can contest this, and you can see already from Sallyboy, he doesn't want to contest it. He goes into the enemy jungle. He doesn't go for the orange buff instantly, he goes for the other creep. So again, this is going to be some time fought, and Pendragon already responding in. Oh, he didn't take it. Sallyboy still able to secure it, but he didn't go for the orange buff, yeah?
He's just avoiding Taz as much as possible, not wanting to deal with that, but you can see he's already on the way. You have a 3 buff start, so Taz is already having an overwhelmingly high advantage, already a level ahead of Sallyboy.
Right now, we can see that the turtle has already spawned in the Land of Dawn, the first turtle of the game. But both of the teams have not actually rotated towards this area. Meanwhile, EVOS Legends as well as Alter Ego, they're battling it out here in that bottom lane, perhaps looking for a man advantage to get that upper hand and edge onto the turtle.
Dreams though, already putting on a lot of pressure in the enemy jungle again. Wow, Dreams able to get out with the Shunpu there from Leo Murphy's I Am Offended. Baiting it out for the turtle take now. That should be in favor of EVOS Legends. Taz doesn't even give it time for the cameraman to put the camera onto him. He gets first blood up top, presented to you by the Samsung Galaxy A series.
If Alter Ego wants to go and contest the turtle now, this is the time for it. There's 2 members on the top side, but it doesn't seem like EVOS Legends will let them get that easily.
Oh, Pendragon gonna be caught here. Oh my god, so much damage placed onto it. Tempest Blaze as well. That's Pendragon taken down. Alter Ego equalize in kills. None of the teams going for the turtle just yet, but Taz now jumping in with the steel cables onto Leo Murphy. Sutsujin not really going to be able to use that Sanguine Claws. He popped the Bat Feast though. That's a free turtle take for EVOS.
Yeah, Alter Ego Esports, they don't want to try and contest this. We can see that Uriel is forced to retreat as well, perhaps with mana problems, but we can see now the rotation is going to go towards that top side. But meanwhile, Clover is nowhere to be found. Alter Ego Esports unable to get any compensation for losing that turtle.
It's very efficient here. EVOS Legends, they send Taz to actually counter jungle in the side of Alter Ego Esports jungle, and then their own jungle in their own side is being secured by Clover for extra bits of income. So it's very smart. But now Leo Murphy is trying to make a play on the top side. Clover though is too slick with it. He'll be getting out.
And you can see the range of the basic attacks from Nino, right? This time he has actually opted for the Killing Spree emblem again, right? So he's really banking on the fact that he's able to get some kills or some eliminations in the team fights for that additional sustain.
But now EVOS Legends once again still in control of the map so far, and that's interesting because when it comes down to it, Alter Ego Esports should have that better early. But wait a minute, Dreams, what? Did he use that flicker?
He did, and he's going to be caught in the I'm Offended, but Taz now comes in to the fray. Not really going to overextend this time around, learning from the mistakes of game number 1. He's going to go for the counter jungle instead as Sallyboy jumps in onto Sutsujin. has the Top of the Blades. Not going to be able to use it offensively as Clover has rotated. Good cover by Evos.
Ooh,
Oh my god!
Udil almost gets taken out. You can already see that Taz is playing a bit more carefully, but Alter Ego, they're having a lot more success in staving off that aggression with Leo Murphy on the Ruby instead of the Kufra. It's a lot more guaranteed.
Uh-oh, Dream has a Jikundo, gonna go and hit it onto Nino, but again, a perfectly timed second ability as Taz disengages as well, knowing Leo Murphy has that I'm offended, has that momentum stopper in his passive.
5 minutes in and only 2 kills on the board. Both teams are playing it carefully, but Udil is going to be caught in the crosshairs, so another pickup has been taken by Evo's Legends, now leading with a bit amount of gold. Any differences in items, Arashi?
Wing Talker already secured for Selly Boy, but he is trying to play a farming game against Taz on that Fanny. He already has the Heptasis as well, so a lot of burst damage available as Clover is still building up for his power spikes. Same thing with Nino, who has a Hunter Strike, trying to make sure that he can get an advantage in the kill department, but Dreams and Leo Murphy having a little dance right here.
Yeah, it's funny to watch again. You know, the players, it's a competition, but it's glad to see that they're having fun in the game. But here though, Selly Boy jumping in. Pendragon is on the purple buff. He's trying to force that retribution from Selly Boy as he jumps in with the falling star and he enables Taz to jump in. Selly Boy picking up the kill, but the purple buff was stolen away by Taz, I believe, with their retribution there. So a Ling with no purple buff, I think it's a good trade.
Very worthwhile trade for the side of Evo's Legends. And right now, they haven't been having control, but Nino is already kind of low, so they might actually use this opportunity to take control in the turtle buff, around the turtle, and actually try and get picks on Alter Ego instead.
Yeah, Link caught already super low. He's forced to retreat right now, and Taz once again being just a huge factor, a huge nuisance, being able to roam around the map, deny the pressure that initially was trying to be given by Alter Ego Esports in that bottom side. But look at this, I'm offended does miss from the side of Leo Murphy, so already a huge resource spent right before they take off that turtle.
Oh, top side though, Nino still able to get out. Clover taking low. Selly Boy without the purple buff. You can see the kill pressure is almost gone. He can't really go for any of those dives.
Well, despite everything against them though, it's still a 2v2, 2 kills for 2 kills for both these teams. Taz though has the Malefic Roar, so he is still the main menace in his team. But Alter Ego, they're also letting Evo's Legends scale up to the late game.
Oh, Dream through the way the Dragon Flicker combo brings Leo Murphy back for Taj to pick up the kill, but no, wait a minute, Leo Murphy with I'm Offended brings 3 back onto him. Right now, Selly Boy goes in, picking up the kill onto Taj, and another kill goes onto the hands of Udil, onto the side of the others, but look, in the back lines, Nino was able to find a double kill somehow. Udil looking for the triple, he's jumping, Pendragon 1 HP, Udil, he's hungry for it, he's jumping in, picks up the kill, Alter Ego, turn the tides.
4 members taken down from the side of Evo's Legends, and Alter Ego Esports with the space can converge on the objective. Meanwhile, Pyre on the bottom side already able to take away a turret from Evos, and now Alter Ego Esports, just one moment, just one mistake from Evo's Legends, now leading with 2,000 gold here in the 8th minute.
That is insane, man. That was a great turnaround. And Leo Murphy, he was surviving for so long. And they just bought all the time, all the opportunities in the world for Alter Ego. This is why that Ruby pick is a lot better than the Kufra. It is paying dividends for sure. The mobility, the card control, but Pi right now in a tough situation. He will be able to walk away though.
Oh, he baits and he buys so much time for the other members there in the top side, but look, Dreams wants to go for the kill, jumps in with the Jihuno and the Shun Pu, not able to dish out more damage. Clover now caught, has the sprint to dash out. Selly Boy can just go for another. Clover has the BMI traded in for a tier 2. That was definitely not worth it. Leo Murphy jumps in, hash chain comboed in. Sutsujin taken out. Dreams has to win the dragon. Gonna be able to bring Udil. Nope, just knocks him up for a bit as Nino goes in for the stun onto Taz. Is not gonna be caught. Torn apart memory, not popped just yet. Nino holding on to it as Alter Ego find another 2 for 0.
And onto Udil, so he's now sitting at 4-1-2 in that mid lane, as compared to Sutsujin, who's a level behind so far. And it's interesting to see Alter Ego Esports, they're making Evo's Legends desperate for picks on the board. They're making them desperate to look for any compensation on the board, and they're using this to their benefit. They're able to get more picks on the board, and actually now with a 4,000 gold lead.
It just seems that Evo's Legends, they lack the guaranteed engage. Early on, they were actually able to use a Franco, but now Dreams on the throw with everyone being so much more mobile, with Leo Murphy even having a bit more mobility in the hops coming in from Ruby, he's having a difficult time, but Clover gets jumped on by Pi.
Pi, no one's really going on to Pi right now. Purple buff now might just be taken away by Selly Boy. Taz did the same to him, and Alter Ego needs to be careful though. They do pick up the purple buff, but Jin was able to get a few stacks on that bat impact. Alter Ego with a 4,000 gold lead, he's just playing for the Lord.
They can control the Lord Pit as much as they want right now, and they can have a chance to actually use this to try and bait members to fight Ashley instead. They see Taz already in the bottom side, so they should actually start this before they actually lose towers for no real reason.
No purple buff. It does seem like most Legends are just giving it up. They're going for a trade.
They're looking for any competition on the board. They are going to be able to get that tower in that bottom side. But to be honest, right now, this is what we expected. We expected Alter Ego Esports to be very aggressive in that early game. Taz looking for another set of compensation.
Wow.
He does chunk it to half health, so a little bit has been done. And now the timetable is actually ticking for the side of Alter Ego. If EVOS Legends is able to just, prevent this from ending, they may be able to do the same thing that they did in game number 2. Wait for that power spike to hit. Wait for the moment that Clover as well as Sutsujin gets those really important items and maybe turn the tides.
Well, right now though, EVOS Legends, they lack the decisive playmaking ability. So Alter Ego, they are in control, and that is exactly where they want to be. One more turret will not fall just yet, but they are trying to make use of the Lord as much as possible. Pi is already pushing, and they're trying to make sure that all the waves connect at the same time, but they don't seem to be in place to actually capitalize on this.
It's crazy. Alter Ego has a 6,000 gold lead, and again, it's this refined version of Alter Ego. Once they get that gold lead, they actually stay, they stop. They don't really go for those crazy flippy fights anymore. But EVOS Legends, with that Sicilian in the draft, are able to take down that Lord, actually. Oh, Taz, even with no purple buff, still very, very aggressive, but will be hit back towards his base there. Clover, oh my god, whoa, Clover! He jumped in onto the members, and that actually enabled Taz to jump in. Without the I'm offended, they were able to pick up the damage onto him, but Nino, oh my goodness, the Tornapot memory finds its mark. Clover gets taken out 1-0. So it is, in the end, a mistake. It looked like a problem, and then they came back, and then capitalized.
That's why the game is so consistent, man. Both these teams are just making all these crazy plays. Clover tries to clear the wave and burn a few spells, but Alter Ego were able to adjust, and Selly Boy was already coming in the wings, so EVOS Legends, they have a lot to worry about. They sent 2 members to deal with Selly Boy, but the rest of Alter Ego are able to secure that base turret.
Yeah, all the inhibitor turrets, almost all of the inhibitor turrets inside of EVOS Legends have already fallen down. It leaves 1 left standing. Oh, 2 left standing. But that's going to be a natural push there in that top side. So they need to be able to maneuver around this way better, be a little bit more disciplined when it comes down to that lane, because we've seen the way that Alter Ego Esports are able to use that backdoor strat, understanding that they do have the link to who might be able to replicate that type of thing from happening. But oh my god!
Dream's gonna get caught in the I'm offended, but that's an important resource used onto the roamer. Pi still able to zone out the other members. Taz tries his best to go for the steal onto the purple buff. He uses Retribution. That means he won't have it for the Lord. That's coming up in 5 seconds. Enhanced Lord for Alter Ego might be taken for free this time.
The rest of Alter Ego is doing really, really well right now. Udil actually has the highest damage dealt because he has a lot more DPS in his kit if he uses the Empowered Skies. And so Alter Ego, they're able to take that Lord. There's no contest. EVOS Legends tries to trade for it, but even then, they're not really fast enough. Alter Ego might be able to just cut them off. They very respectfully recall back out of danger.
Oh yeah, they didn't want to risk it. They could have been able to push that top side, but they were scared of a collapse here coming in from Alter Ego Esports. And now the Lord is already marching there in the top side, and Taz goes in for the kill.
Oh, he's able to dash away with the steel cables. Dreams with the flicker combo onto Udil. Not the right target here, as the rest of the team is able to capitalize. Dreams taken down. Tornapot memory already popped. 4 ultimates popped in by both of the teams here before the Enhanced Lord even comes down to the base. Alter Ego might be able to look for the push here, as that's going to be Clover caught in the first ability of Nino. Nino's got to be careful here. The BMI was still placed down there. Clover has the Blazing Duet again. They're looking for more here in the base. But even the top side, Masha is able to zone Taz away.
Wow, Nino was taken so low in the beginning by Taz, but he's stuck there. He knows the danger has passed, and he just keeps hitting and doing a lot of damage. You know, Nerves of Steel coming in from Nino.
Well, again, the siege potential coming in. Nino is going to be able to take a lot of HP from the base turrets. All three taken down. Now the minions might come crashing down into the base, depending on how EVO's Legends deal with it. Now that they have Sutsujin up with Clover as well. Sutsujin is going to be the key in this defense. Alter Ego do not want to overextend, to overcommit. Well, maybe they do. Actually, they want to stay a little bit longer here. Leo Murphy going to be able to dash out of the Sanguine Claws. I'm afraid of connecting, and Pentrack going to be bursted down instantly. Udil picking up the kill into the back line. Sully Boy jumping in. Dream's going to get caught. Nino still able to survive with Wind Nature. He's going to get caught in the bad impact though. Pie's already onto the base. Toss now going in, going crazy. The Slower picks up the kill. A 2 for 2. Alter Ego. They were too aggressive. Sutsujin punishes that movement by Leo Murphy. Alter Ego. Flashbacks to the past. They did not wait. They forced it.
That's the problem now, because they have to understand that EVO's Legends have the better high ground. Sutsujin is going to deal a lot of damage in the long run, especially in those long type of drawn out team fights, and that's exactly what happened. That's exactly what was reflected onto him. And he initially was behind quite a bit, but he's beginning to start to equalize with Udil, already both at level 15.
You can see that Udil as well as Sully Boy, they're pretty much at full items already. So their power spike stops here. They need to try and end the game as fast as possible. So they were playing that base siege with a bit more urgency. But unfortunately, I don't know, it looks pretty okay. They engage onto Pendragon, they burst him down, they use Udil's Empowered Chain to zone everyone away, but afterwards, they continue fighting for it, and that is where I think they made a mistake. If they just took out Pendragon and back away, I think they have a good chance of waiting for more cooldowns and repeating the same process, and eventually getting numbers advantages to end the game. Right now though, they can fight for the Lord. Alter Ego is very much still the aggressor in the situation, and EVO's Legends respectfully wait for their opportunity yet again. They need to rely on Dreams to engage, but Alter Ego, they are very content in engaging towards Dreams instead, and they have the option of playing the split push game with Sully Boy right now.
The later the game goes, the harder it's going to get for Alter Ego. Their composition finds their power spike in the mid-game. Meanwhile, EVO's Legends, they have a Claude, they have a Sicilian that stacks forever. Alter Ego will need to look for a close desperately very, very soon. They need to capitalize on every single mistake that EVO's makes in these rotations, because if not, they're going to get outscaled.
But that's the thing. That opens a lot of issues that Alter Ego Esports could potentially have, because now they're the ones desperate to close off the game. EVO's Legends, they just need one moment to bring it back towards them and actually be able to go for a one straight push, realizing that the clock on the death timers is going to be quite significant. Alter Ego Esports already setting up in this Lord pit, maybe looking for someone to bait out, getting that man advantage and getting the upper hand in that Lord.
Leo Murphy just lying in wait, trying to find if he can find a target, find a victim for his ammo pendant. He's going to check the push and find Dreams, but I don't think he'll just jump on it right now, unless Udil says otherwise.
Enhanced Chain popped in, that's a Thunderclap as well, but look at that Dragon, he jumps in with Clover, and he's able to find Leo Murphy. Nino is going to be next. Sully Boy gets the purple buff, going to get kicked into the wall. The damage comes through for the bad impact. Sutsujin unable to finish Sully Boy off. A 1-4-0, but Alter Ego pick up the purple. Is it worth it? Honestly, thinking about it now, it will basically stop Taz from making those crazy plays, so it's kind of worth it. Even though EVO's got one kill, they can't really go for a lore take.
But right now, Taz isn't playing to look for kills. He's playing to split the map, and he's doing it rather well. I mean, right now, it might be a 1v1 situation down bottom, so we'll see exactly what happens as, oh my god, here already an engage from both teams in that mid side, but Taz apparently is going to be forced to retreat so far, and both of the teams, they're unable to get this forward without contest.
The close 1v1 between Sully Boy and Taz. The issue right now is without Leo Murphy, Taz has a free range to just do a lot of steel wire combos, steel cable combos. But Alter Ego now back at 5 members, they can repeat the same process, and this time it will be a bit more decisive. A lot of battle spells though were used, so if they keep track of one of these battle spells, I think it will be very critical in deciding who gets the victory in the also important late game team fight in the Lord Pit.
Sully Boy has the purple buff, Taz does not. That's going to be a major factor coming into this last team fight. Lord is taken down to a quarter of its health already. EVO's Legends trying to look for a close. Leo Murphy, there you go. going to be able to bring Dreams back with I'm of Taz still in the back lines. Pendragon jumping in, buying some time for the team. Clover is going to be the target right now as Pi jumps in, but with nature is going to be popped by Clover, baiting in Silly Boy, who still has the damage, the Tempest Blades to dash out. Nino with a Torn Pop memory finds the damage to kill Pendragon, but it's going to be the bad impact coming down on towards Silly Boy. Udil doing wonders for his team, dealing the damage onto Sutsujin. Leo Murphy picks up the shutdown, and it's a 3-4-1 Alter Ego. They've won the team fight, but Pi gets taken out. Udil now jumping onto the Taz, getting his immortality down. Now no purple bump. Taz, will he be able to escape? No, he will not.
Oh my
Udil,
God,
the Kage is godlike. Clover is the only one who can defend. Repeat or revenge. Alter Ego will answer. They will find revenge. They will take Evo's Legends down, ending their win streak and starting one for themselves.